Is foreign aid a waste of Britain's budget?
Should it continue?
Well, I think the question is whether foreign aid in its current form actually works, and I'm not convinced that it does. Now, I agree that Britain, as a Christian nation, does have a duty to help those less fortunate. I think that if we have the means to do so, we should absolutely be using our wealth and our power to improve the well-being of people around the world. I mean, I think part of the question here is whether we actually have that capacity right now. But on the question of foreign aid and its effectiveness, I'm not convinced that over certainly the last 5 to 6 years, it's been of any use to the countries that we've sent it to. I mean, the largest recipients have been Afghanistan, 1.7 billion, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Yemen, Pakistan, these countries where along all metrics, quality of life has not improved and has in fact deteriorated in a lot of cases. So in Ethiopia, for example, the life expectancy and poverty has stagnated since 2019. UN reports suggest that GDP per capita in Afghanistan has almost halved during that period. And in Nigeria, the number of people in poverty has risen from 81 million to 139 million since 2019. Yeah. And Pakistan has its own nuclear program and its own space program.
Yes, and this makes people very angry, Charlie. It makes people angry, and it makes them angry when they think we can't look after our own homeless people. There's so many things in this country we can't afford, we can't do. Why not just keep the money here? The government keeps pleading poverty. We haven't got money to spend on this and that. And then they hear and they see what you've just been talking about.
Well, this is the key issue here is, does it work? Well, apparently not along those metrics, as far as I can tell. And can we afford it? Well, no, because the person on an average salary, like myself, is paying like a third of their income to the government so that they can pay for this stuff. And that's to say nothing of the cost of bills, the cost of, all of the essentials of life. People are really struggling, people can't afford housing, and they're watching as the government nicks half of their money every month, almost, and spends it on stuff that doesn't even work, doesn't benefit them in any way. And I'm very, very skeptical of this kind of soft power narrative, because I think, actually, Britain on the world stage is a bit of a joke right now. And that's not because we're not spending enough on foreign aid. That's because we can't seem to take care of our own people. I do think that if you're just going to send money to nations which are notoriously corrupt, it doesn't matter how much you send or under, whose name and for what program you send it, it's not going to be spent on the right things. And I don't think it's going to improve the lot of the people that it's supposed to be helping. So actually, I think that, if we are serious about helping those less fortunate around the world, in a lot of ways, frankly, the British Empire, that was a large part of the impetus for that. I'm not saying we need to revive that, but I am saying, well, it seemed to be a more effective means of improving the well-being of people around the world than just chucking money at the problems, which actually seems to be making things worse, if anything.